Good morning or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In today's follow-up message, it is the 5th of December and we're just doing our once a week NFT lending summary. So when we last kicked off, our total interest was about 1.9. So since then we've made about 0.5 Solana. At the time, I didn't record what price Solana was. So just today, the live price of Solana is 59.5. It had a bit of a drop of 7.2%. If we just look back in the last week, however, in the last week, Solana was 55, and now it's nicely climbed. It went up to 65 2 days ago, and now it's back. It's just had a little bit of a pullback, a drawback, and it's gone back down to just under 60. So in the last week, what's happened? So we had the Gecko repayment already, but since then we've had the repayment of both our Clay Azores as well as our Degenerate Ape Academy. The HS is the higher self version. So these are essentially the V2 apes, where the floor is a little bit cheaper than the V1s, but you still get all the perks and the benefits of having an ape. You just don't get the original art. So since then, what we've done is we still have our current Gecko on loan. The floor price, I think, is quite comfortably. It's 31, and we're in our offer at 24. So we will most likely get our interest rates back, which is quite exciting. As you can see here, none of our loans are underwater. And then we got 3 short-term loans, which is the 7-day ones. So this is a 14-day loan. These are 7-day loans. So we did that about 2 days ago. We have another Degenerate Ape higher self, and then floor 17.7, and we got in at 13.4. These I like them, but the amount of active loans on Sharky is quite slow. I personally am still using Sharky, but maybe in the next video I will show you guys some other options. It's just that Sharky is just what I'm used to. It's my bread and butter. I've used them for over a year now, and I'm just quite comfortable with their operation. Also, I believe that I quite like the APYs. If you jump onto other websites, you can set, it gets a little bit more complicated, but you can basically set the terms of the duration and APY, and you can change that around, but I definitely should get into that. And then the 2 other NFTs that we're doing are a lot less Solana, but I'm quite confident in it. It is the number 1 Solana game at the moment, which is the Heist, and the floor is currently at 4.65, and getting in at 3.2 means that we have a huge gap between the loan to value. So I'm quite happy with that ratio, which is why I took it. If you look at the NFTs, these are the V1 apes. So we can just go, that's the higher self, and then we can quickly just look at the analytics, and then we can pull this up and you guys can quickly see. So when Solana was pumping about a few days ago, there was a big nice rally for the NFT prices. So we saw that for the last, oops, that may be a bit too far, but for a long time the floor price for the last few days was sitting around 14 and 16, and then there was a nice pump up to 24, and then it dropped back down to 17.7. You can see the same thing. This is the Heist, and the floor price was chilling between the low point of 3.9 and 4.8. Had a nice rally back down. Like, the Heist is a lot more volatile because it's based on news, and that's a very attractive chart, but we don't need to worry about that chart. Just because that timeline's crazy. That timeline, basically, this massive decline is also, if you just look back during September, it's got to do with the price of Solana. So if we go back 90 days in Solana was chilling at $20, and then it shot up to $60. So Solana took a huge, as Solana went up, the prices of NFT went down, but their US dollar value remained about the same. But basically the all-time low is a 3.7 for the Heist, and that was on the 16th of November. So 2.5 weeks ago, and then its high was just under 6. So me getting in at 3.2 was a no-brainer. Happy to get some orangutans in the thing. And then geckos, I'm a huge fan of geckos. The low was 24 recently, within the last 3 weeks, and the all-time high was 37. And getting in at, I think I'm at 24. That would be, I think I started this loan a few days ago, so it would have been closer to being about when the floor was about 29. So 24 to me was a no-brainer, just about an 80% LTV. But yeah, that's my update. In the next week, I'm hoping that all 4 of these loans process. I will most likely look to get back into geckos, back into the Degenerate Ape Academy, and then I'll consider the heist, but I'm just monitoring their lands. I like Clayosaurs very much. Like this account is new, but you can look back at my previous account. I had many trades on Clay. I really like the collection, but just their price is insane right now. If you quickly look at the chart, you can see they've had some fantastic movements from about $30 up to 47, back down to 38, back up to 50 today, and it's just been this beautiful, they've had some beautiful growth in the last month. And so it went back down to 21, and then it shot up to 50. And I'm not saying it's not going to stay at 50, I don't want to do loans like this, because in the long run, once like the news dies down or they stop becoming the flavor of the month, they might have a bit of a, I don't want to be exposed and then get a default and then I'm left holding the NFT. But I do like clays, and so I might even consider it, but for now it's just too up for me to even consider that loan. Just to show you, so even though it's a 50 follow price, the loan would be at about 38, so it's not too bad. You're looking at about 76 LTV, but it's still too risky for me. I prefer something geckos. 26 might even be a bit high for 31 for me, but we'll look at it closer. OK Bears had some nice movement with their Zara announcement. Smiths are always nice, but I have been burnt on Smiths too many times. So at like the $12 point, I quite like Smith is an option, but I do quite like the Degenerate Ape Academy higher self, or the clays if they the Call of the Sega, if that drops down a bit, I will gladly pick those up. Anyway, that's the update. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.